Hey there guys, just gonna explain something. I'm doing post-com on this one. My microphone fucked up, and also I'm using a new headset because my other headset broke as well. So you may notice some differences between the sound, audio levels, whatever. And also I'm doing this post-com, so this is actually the first time I've done a post-com for any of the Age of Empires stuff. So yeah, you're gonna have to deal with that. I couldn't be bothered playing through the scenario again. But it's not too bad, honestly. So I can just go and commentate on over things I've already done. So we're going to go straight into this one.
Only one enemy stands in our way. France and the nations beyond are beaten from decades of crusades. If we break Eastern Europe, then it is likely that all of Western Europe will surrender. But to break the East, we must defeat Hungary. Hungary possesses the most formidable cavalry in all of Europe. They have not only the strength of European armor, but their horses are cousins to our own, having drifted in from across the Russian steppes. The Sazo River that separates us from the army of Hungary is frozen, so we will be unable to deploy boats. Instead, the battle will be won or lost over who controls the bridge. Subotai is coming with reinforcements. If we can survive the charge of Hungarian knights until Subotai arrives, then we can hope to take the bridge. Much rests on this simple bridge. If we capture the Sajo crossing, we capture Hungary. If Hungary falls, so falls Europe. With Europe and Asia under Mongolian command, our conquest of the world will be complete and final.
Alright, so that is basically the start of the chapter here. And there goes the music. So you've only got two objectives right now. You've got defeat Hungary and survive until Subotai's reinforcements arrive, which isn't really an objective, it's just kind of go survive. So I believe it's 40 game minutes before Subotai actually arrives, but pretty much you've only got one enemy in this this scenario, and it's Hungary, and they're going to throw a lot at you at the start, so getting walls up very quickly is very necessary. That's the most important part of the scenario, is at the start, make sure you're getting those walls up. Now, you can't build ships, which isn't too big a problem on this, and you also get saboteurs, which are like the petards, but they're faster, and I believe they do a little more damage. Remember, this was before the Conquerors, so eventually they put petards in as a actual unit that you could build, otherwise you just got in this campaign. And lastly, siege onagers can flatten forests, and you'll need this for later. It does give you a hint because you might be stumped at a certain point later on. So yeah, there are the hints. I think I take quite a long time explaining stuff at the start here when I originally recorded this, so it looks like I'm stuck on the screen. But yeah, you get 5 villagers to start off with, and about enough food to train quite a lot more. But food and stone are your main priorities.
We must hold off the Hungarians until Subotai arrives. He will be here in 40 minutes.
Sorry, I almost got that guy off there.
Just get us close enough to an enemy building, and we will give our lives for the cause.
You'll also notice that I actually I'm missing my mouse cursor here as well. This is something I just noticed. The reason for that is I actually reinstalled DX Story, and now I do not have my cursor selected. Now I hope that doesn't annoy any of you. It's fairly obvious to see what I'm doing anyway, so I'll make sure to go into the settings and do that for the next campaign. But yes, this is the final scenario, but it's kind of okay. I actually thought it was pretty easy while playing it, but it is quite a long one no matter what you do, so unfortunately you're going to have to deal with that. So I bring 2 villagers down immediately to bring a wall, to build a wall, to bring a wall. I don't think so. And I go around getting sheep. I even use the light cavalry. There I was just scouting out on the mini-map. So I start building walls here. Now the thing about this scenario is you don't really want to build walls close to the you don't want to build castles close to the bridge, because trebuchets will just come over and they'll take you out. Seriously, they'll just take you out. because you'll need to go across the bridge and they have a castle there, and it's just not good to build a castle. So what I do is actually build walls in a sort of like a trap sort of thing, because the AI will just continue to go around it, and they'll run straight into castles. Now eventually they may take down some of the wall bits, but it takes them a while to figure that out, and the attacks don't really get bad until you actually get up with force and Mangadai. I use Mangadai anyway, later on anyway. So I usually put a lot on stone, and then eventually I'm getting some on food here. But yeah, so yeah, I'm just walling off this first section. There was actually a scout cavalry that died right at the beginning, but whatever. No one cares about those. Obviously you're going to need a castle up fairly quickly in order to deal with what they throw at you, because they say charge pretty soon in this scenario, and that means they're throwing pretty much everything they have at you, which consists of cavaliers, scorpions, monks, skirmishers, trebuchets, and occasionally capped rams. So yeah, that's not a good... is there any other units? I'm pretty sure that's most of the units they use, and the most annoying is definitely the monks and the trebuchets, because you've got to get close with your guys to use them. Other annoyances are the skirmishers, actually, because you're going to be primarily using Mangadai, or at least I just seem to use them the most. So yeah, so those skirmishers can actually take, once you've masked up a lot of Mangadai, it doesn't really matter, but at the start it can kind of annoy you. I also brought another villager over to go and help out here, and you know, that mouse cursor is really bothering me, the fact that it's not there, but whatever, it's not too big a deal, I would say. Yes, I need to get some lumber. You start out with 400 wood, and you don't really need to build anything quickly, but you don't have a blacksmith up, and you do start in the Imperial Age, so you have most of the Castle Age upgrades, but you don't have any of the Imperial Age upgrades, and you can get Bracer, which is going to be pretty nice. So yeah. But yeah, I didn't really feel like redoing this, because it did take me, the scenario ended up taking me about 50 minutes, maybe closer to an hour, and and there we go, there is the charge. I just couldn't be bothered doing it. After you've got your first castle up, you don't actually need that much on stone, honestly. I mean, I think I get these guys to go on sheep, and then once they're done with the sheep, I'm going to move them over to that deer, because we are the Mongols, we do get a hunting bonus, so make sure you use the deer. Like, when I originally played this game, I thought deer and boar were just too much trouble, and I just stuck with the sheep and then eventually farms, but if you want to really get a lot of food early on, then you really need to hunt boars and deer. So I bring those guys up front. I actually forgot about this light cavalry there. You pretty much have access to everything on your side, and it really is just two sides. You have this half of the map, and they have the other half. It's not a very big map, but what I start doing here is I kind of make sure that I try and keep my light cavalry alive here, and I garrison pretty much everyone up here. And yeah, I basically just leave that. Make sure you get a castle up. You do have a castle near your base, but it's not going to be enough, I would say. And make sure you get the food whenever you can. I think I get Bracer eventually as well. But yes, you do start in the Imperial Age, which is pretty nice. There's also a lot of kind of guard towers around your place, which is nice as well. But of course you're going to need a blacksmith. I think I cancel this because it's a little too close to the town centre. Might have obstructed a farm or something. And then I'm like, yeah, don't really need stone too much, so let's go for gold. But yeah, I'm kind of mad I have to do post-com for this, but I guess it's not that bad since I didn't lose the game audio at all. It was just this new headset of mine. I don't know what happened. It's just started to give feedback the entire way through. I don't know. Just something crazy like that. I don't know. Eventually I get these. I'm getting the mill up now. So yeah, it kind of gave feedback. I tested it before I started this.
Subotai should be here in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I tested it before I done this commentary here. But yeah, I don't know what exactly went wrong there. So if anyone can tell me some pretty good headsets I could get, then that would be nice as well. This one is a Plantronics. It's actually my dad's. I'm borrowing it off him. Well, mine is broken. Yeah, it's a Plantronics, which I've heard are pretty good, so I may get this one anyway. But I don't know what happened when I was first recording this. It's kind of worrying, honestly. I'm wondering if it might be the audio jacks, like on my computer. But I'll stop talking about technical stuff. Let's actually talk about the game, yeah? Alright, so I actually start building another castle closer. 2 castles is probably enough to defend here. I might have not even needed to build that second castle, but I did want to get something closer, and luckily you can still kind of pass by the side there. Now don't blockade off the, I wouldn't say put like a castle and have no way to get through there, because that's actually going to be pretty bad for you. I believe the AI will actually avoid that and start attacking your walls, which you don't really want. You want them to run to your castle and die repeatedly. It's pretty good strategy for how dumb the AI can be in this game, and usually is. So I start hunting the deer. Obviously that's going to give me a lot of food eventually, but it does take a while. I even get this villager, which is the last one I kept over here, repairing stuff and started to build stuff with it, like a monastery. And I believe eventually a university as well, because, you know, you don't have siege engineers, which is going to be important later on. You always love a bit of siege engineers, let's be honest here. And now I start to get the farms out. I was also waiting for Parthian tactics, I believe, but of course I don't have enough food for it. And food is going to be your main concern really for the start of this. And I get a university up right beside it. I must admit, I do like the Mongol building, like architecture. It's pretty nice. I can't remember what other factions have this. I guess it's just Eastern factions that kind of have this. Like the castle is Japanese and Chinese as well, I believe. And Korean. I assume those are the 4. I actually fuck up this farm placement. I believe it doesn't give you back all the wood that is used to make the farm, but it does give you back some of it. But yeah, actually, after you build these 2 castles, stone isn't important really that much. You can honestly get away with, like, I believe I only have like 3 on stone for the rest of this scenario. And yes, I did get Bracer, and I'm getting Parthian tactics, yeah. So I believe I get these 2 to go for that deer over the other side. And I start to go a bit crazy with the farms. They are important though, so make sure that you do get a lot of farms. Wood, I should say food, is probably one of your most important resources on this map, so yeah. Eventually gold is important as well, of course, but you can afford kind of not having that many on it to begin with. Honestly, the starting force you start with, don't get them killed, and you'll be fine defending for a while. Eventually I make some Mangadai, but that's about it. I decided to give this villager something to do while she waits to repair stuff, so I just send her on that stone there. I think I get some more on, yeah, it looks like I'm getting some more on lumber, because I kind of run out of that a bit. But yeah, it's not too difficult, but you are going to see a pretty heavy attack from Hungary a bit later on, and I actually run out of wood here. Of course, I've got too many villagers here at the same time. I'm just kind of waiting here. But yeah, you know, you kind of wait around quite a bit for this, but that's kind of what you got to do in these scenarios. You can't just run in there. I don't think there's any way to really super speedrun this scenario, because you need to defeat Hungary, and usually that means taking out everyone on their side. It actually would kind of become a Reynold Pirates thing, but you'll see that eventually. I think double castle's a bit overkill, honestly. Now I think I decided to bring the saboteurs. bit closer. I should be completely walled off here. I don't know why you have palisade walls in your base, because they're shit, but you do. That's what you have. That's all you have to begin with. I don't think there's any relics on this map. I didn't actually check what was behind me on this map, like behind those shallows at the very top and along the back side of the map. There might be some more resources in the east side of the map, but I did not go for them. I don't know why I didn't. I could have just scouted out very easily, but I decided not to. This is me taking farms to a whole new level. I just get as many farms as I can because food is going to be important. I believe I wanted to get elite Mangadai pretty quickly as well, so yeah, of course that takes a lot of resources as well. Also decided to get 3 monks. Monks are going to be pretty useful in this scenario for healing up your guys and keeping generally all of them alive. Unfortunately, you don't have the best monks in the game as the Mongols, but they'll heal. They'll do their job. That's all. I'm pretty sure I got all the buildings I needed. I could have got a market, but it wasn't really too necessary. I'm also checking for like trebuchets, because I'm thinking Hungary are going to attack pretty soon with a pretty big army, or a pretty decent army at least. I believe there is a guy there on that farm that is idle that I'm just completely missing.
I should be here in 20 minutes.
20 minutes? This is taking forever, man. Okay, I think Hungary actually waits for a while, and I think I'm waiting for a while for elite Mangadai, of course. I might even decide to make a couple, if you can believe that, but that actually sets me back. Now I have no gold left, and I think I put a couple more onto gold, which sets me back on the food a little. So yeah, I'm just waiting this entire time. I don't have conscription yet, but I will eventually get that. Of course, conscription is pretty cheap for what it does. And then there's the trebuchets. Decide to get them out as quickly as I can. It's a little tricky to get my guys around the castle, but yeah, heavy scorpions coming at me as well. The trebuchet actually decides to attack my tower. I don't know why they're attracted to the towers more than the castles, but I guess that's just how it is. So yeah, I just go back and garrison them back up. I probably should have just left them out there, because I believe I get attacked again pretty soon. But when you're not doing anything, just go over there and chill. I think I'm actually running out of space, so I actually set the gather point or something. And I actually run out of population limit already, which actually really surprised me at the time. I'm like, what? I barely built anything. I don't even have a really big army. So this is when I decided to throw the saboteurs in. And yeah, these guys, they can do some pretty destructive things, as we're going to see. It actually doesn't affect them too much in the long run, but I did it for the fact that I can just get rid of these guys, and I didn't want to just kill them off. There is some keeps there that are very annoying. Unfortunately, they kind of lagged a bit when I was trying to take out that stable, but I guess that's how it goes. And I almost destroy a keep, which is pretty nice, but I only just damage it. I decided to get a trebuchet out to see if I can fire on that keep now. I think I get 2 out. Waiting for gold, of course. That's what always happens, man. But yeah, elite Mangadai. Can we just call it quits already? Hungary. I mean, it's a war of attrition. You're gonna lose it. Because the AI just like to send one unit after one unit out at you repeatedly, and apparently they think they're going to win at some point, which is just absurd. But you know, I keep playing. I also mentioned the gold over here, and there's some resources even all the way down on their side that they can't actually get to. Spoilers. You can't build a dock here, as you would suspect. It did tell you in the hints as well that you cannot build a dock. So I decided to get some hits on the castle going. I don't know when their next trebuchet is coming up, which can take out your trebuchets actually quite easily. I'm surprised that they can actually do it pretty quickly, honestly. And yeah, I'm just making more Mangudai because why not? Yeah, I just keep making these guys like throughout. I don't think I even make anything else. You can make Cavaliers and you can make Hussars. Now those light cavalry you do start with, and I think I noticed here that other trebuchet is there, so I decided to go pack the other one up and actually get these guys out. Now I still have my monks in the other place, but yeah, so I see that I'm going to get hit by trebuchets, so I kind of back off. And then I try and get them pretty quickly, which the Mangudai can do it pretty quickly, especially when they're masked up like this. They're fairly easy to take out. I can't remember if I can't even remember if trebuchets have less HP or stuff when they're actually unpacked or not, or packed, I should say. When they're packed, I wonder if they have less HP or something. And yes, my guys get hit pretty hard here, but there is our trebuchet, and yeah, that is a lot of scorpions and stuff. And I was like, okay, that's not fantastic. I think I decided to keep the trebuchets there, and I think both of them go down because I'm an idiot. Then again, they're not too expensive. I mean, it was just 2 of them, so whatever. They hold them up for a little while anyway, but I couldn't take down the castle or the keep, unfortunately. But yeah, this is pretty much the biggest attack that they're throwing at us so far. I actually was a monk there to the scorpion, which sucks. You do have herbal medicines though, and yeah, the one thing I was going to say is I'm getting conscription now. If you upgrade to Hussars, they won't actually... the Hussars won't actually upgrade the light cavalry you already have, which is kind of strange. I don't know why it doesn't do that. I think we're coming up to 30 minutes game time now. I can't really see that well. It's like, let's change my screen there a bit. Oh, the horrors of post-commentary. Honestly, though, I probably am talking about a lot more than... my guy is still there. I cannot see him. I'm probably talking about a lot more than I talked before when I was actually recording it, because I'm just like trying to concentrate so much on what I'm doing. I guess that's just how it happens. I think this is like one of the only... there's another one. I think these are some of the only rams they actually send at me. Not that rams are really effective at all. The trebuchets and the monks are definitely the worst part. I think this guy can... Did he convert? No, it doesn't look like he did. I don't know why they still have scout cavalry, but whatever. And yes, I make more Mangudai. What do you expect me to do? I mean, come on. Yeah, so I'm pretty much just waiting out till Subutai actually gets its ass over here. And I don't think you don't actually have to let him survive like the Horde right
should be here in 10 minutes. He'd better not be late.
Well, he better not, but he probably is. So yeah, that's 7.5 minutes real time. So yeah, 7.5. It's not even that, is it? I'm just fucking terrible here. It's like, it's under 7 minutes or something. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, this is kind of a defendy chapter. Like, I remember playing some of these sort of chapters in like Warcraft 3. And yes, I may play Warcraft 3 in the future, if I can be bothered. The campaign is honestly pretty annoying in that, but it's also pretty fun. Like, let me give an example. The reason I said there was like defendy chapters, I believe one of the last missions in the game, you have to defend for like 45 minutes real time, and I was just like, Jesus. I mean, it was like one of the last missions, but come on. I don't think I ever beat that. I think I had to cheat to beat it. Anyway, let's talk about this game again. So trebuchets come out. They're finally attacking my walls, which I was honestly surprised at. They hadn't attacked them before. At this point, I actually go back because the monk. So they have a lot of trebuchets now. I guess this is their attack after 30 minutes, which is annoying to me, but that's just how it goes. So I eventually take out the monk. Those Teutonic Knights go down so easily. Don't engage them with like cavaliers or something. You're gonna die if that's the case. And I'm kind of annoyed at how many cavaliers they're sending at me now, because cavaliers are not easy to kill. I even decided to actually run away here apparently. I probably didn't need to. I think I just wanted to heal up from the monks, and it looks like that trebuchet was only wanting to actually yeah, I even keep going back. Alright. Looks like that trebuchet just wanted to take out sections of my walls. I don't think it's even doing anything right now, so yeah. My guy in my farm is still there, because I'm an idiot. I never used the idle villager button. I never seem to use that unless it's multiplayer, because I'm like, hey, whatever. I decided to try and save my tower here. I can't remember if I actually save it. This tower here, I can't remember. It looks like it's still standing for now, at least. Not that the towers are that great. I mean, there is 2 behind them as well. I think I lost all my monks as well, which sucked. But I also made 3 trebuchets in the interim because I want to try and take out their castle. You don't really need to take them out, but it will stop their production for a while, I believe. Now, the thing about Hungary is they have a lot of units when they start out, but they're actually spawned by the game, and I see a scorpions attacking me, and I'm like, Jesus. And a trebuchet that I forgot about again. So the thing is that Hungary start with a lot of units. They have quite a lot of resources on their side, but I don't know how much they actually use those resources. I don't think they send too much at you, honestly, beyond what they have at the start, and yeah, that was quite a brutal assault in the last 10 minutes or so. Like, this game, or this scenario, my guys got stuck, they really throw a lot at you. I would imagine even more on hard. They throw a lot at you, so be prepared that you're probably going to have to maybe to lose some parts of your wall. You might lose a castle, especially if you built it close to the bridge. I would suggest not doing that. I would suggest doing what I did and kind of creating a path for yourself and then having a castle, because if the trebuchets move up further up the bridge to take out your castles, then you're actually in a better position there. You actually have the advantage there, as opposed to you running up to the other side where their castle is and all their units are. So I start to hit this castle here. They are the Teutons, by the way. I don't think they have coronations right now. I'm not sure. I couldn't actually see that number there, but coronations. Is it coronations or chronoations? I'm pretty sure it's coronations. It basically gives them +3 range, I believe, on their castles. Teuton castles are insane, and I did get converted. But you do have heresy when you begin this scenario, so you don't actually your units don't actually get converted. Heresy is something that I don't really research because it is 1,000 gold and it's not really worth it. But in this case, maybe it was worth it a little bit. One thing I neglected to get that might have actually been quite useful in this scenario was Faith, which is it basically makes your units harder to convert, and there I go and get the stable as well. It makes your units harder to convert, which can actually be quite useful here, because you know, heresy works when your units get converted, they die, but of course Faith means it'll be less likely for them to get converted. That's the only one that does take food though, and it is still quite pricey at 750 food and 1,000 gold. And it looks like we're almost at 40 minutes game time, which pretty much signifies that you can start. And yes, they try to bring a castle and a stable up. I guess they just rebuild this when they go down. So yeah, we're coming up at 40 minutes now, and that's when you can kind of attack, or start to attack at the very least, when Subutai arrives. And he doesn't actually bring that much with him. I think I even try to hit the villager here, but he just moves out of the way. I actually hit this one, surprisingly.